Welcome to Fake Love and Flying Monkeys, the podcast where fake love is exposed. I'm Nova Gibson and I am your host. I'm the principal counsellor at Brighter Outlook Narcissistic Abuse Counselling.com.au. This space is dedicated to helping you reclaim your worth and understand the impact of toxic relationships with suspected narcissists. You deserve clarity, healing, and freedom from the pain of fake love and flying monkeys. So please leave a review and grab a copy of my book, Fake Love, Understanding and Healing from Narcissistic Abuse. Let's uncover the truth and take back your power. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Fake Love and Flying Monkeys. Now, if you've ever been caught up in the confusing, exhausting, and often heartbreaking cycle of texting with a narcissist, you will know that it feels like you're on this roller coaster that you never actually bought a ticket for. 1 minute, your phone is blowing up with those sweet nothings and promises of forever love. And the next, it's just crickets. And just when you start to get some peace, ping, there's that notification again. There's that text again, and you are right back in their emotional tug of war. So what's really going on when the narcissist texts you? Why do they text so much and then disappear off the face of the earth and then suddenly come back like nothing's happened? And most importantly, how do you protect yourself from that constant push and pull? Okay, let's dive in. So texting is the narcissist's perfect little playground. Unlike face-to-face conversations where you can assess their body language and the tone in their voice, perhaps, texting allows them to control the pace of the communication, and it can be vague enough for them to twist and rewrite history and, of course, to manipulate you, and they thrive on keeping you guessing. Their texting cycle will usually start with the love bombing, those good morning, my soulmate, good night, my sweet prince, those kind of texts, those vomit-worthy texts. So when you first meet a narcissist, or perhaps when they're trying to reel you back in or hoover you after a breakup, their texts can feel like a dream come true. They're healing the wound that they created. So let's take a look at some examples of those love bombing texts. Now, I've heard them all, but you might recognize these. I've never met anyone like you before, or good morning, beautiful. I hope you're thinking of me because I'm thinking about you, or we're going to have the most amazing life together, or the old, you're my soulmate. I just know it. On the surface, it feels flattering, intoxicating even. Finally, someone is texting you with passion, with enthusiasm, and what seems like genuine affection. But here's the catch, guys. It is not about you. It's about control. The narcissist uses love bombing through text to hook you in fast. And that constant attention makes you feel really special and wanted. It puts you on your own cloud nine. They also flood your brain with dopamine. Those texts, those notifications, when you see their name pop up on your phone, they light up your reward system and the dopamine receptors. They all get a hit at once. And what happens then? It makes you crave that dopamine release again and again. Now, this constant barrage of love bombing texts also kind of sets the bar unrealistically high. Once you get used to that daily, I love you text, then they know that pulling away will really, really hurt you. In other words, those texts aren't signs of deep love, they're bait. All right, let's take a look at phase 2, the silence. Where did they go? Just as you're floating on this cloud of romantic texts, the silence begins. Suddenly, the good morning texts stop. Your phone is silent. Hours turns into days, and you start questioning yourself. Did I do something wrong? Are they mad at me? Did I misread everything? And guys, that's exactly how they want you to feel. Now, why do they do this? Why do narcissists go silent in texts? Well, guys, it's all about control. By disappearing, they make you chase them. And of course, it's about punishing you. Silence is a form of the silent treatment when it's related to texting. And they will do this if they're upset with you, even if that's just because they believe you looked at them the wrong way. Now, they also want to test your response. They want to see how desperate you'll get for their attention and just how long they can make you hold out before they send you the next text. And they always want to keep you off balance and confused. That unpredictability, it keeps you emotionally hooked because you never know when you'll get that reward of the next loving text. Sometimes the manipulation will come disguised as fake emergencies because they know that you have empathy. They're completely devoid of it, but they're very aware that you have loads. They will text you out of the blue with the old, I'm in hospital, or maybe my dog is sick, or I've just lost my job, I need you, or they love to tell you that someone you were once close to, perhaps their mother, is ill, so that you will contact them and that will get you back to re-engaging with them. Now, the texting pattern and content, it's going to look slightly different depending on the type of narcissist. With a narcissistic parent, it could be that guilt-laden message where they say, oh, I guess you don't care about family anymore. They lay that guilt on you, which has been conditioned in you an entire lifetime. And it's designed to once again make you scramble for their approval. At work, a narcissistic boss might text something really vague and anxiety inducing, like, we need to talk, with no explanation and sending your mind absolutely spiraling. Even so-called friends can play the same game, texting constantly when they need something and then just vanishing and later acting like nothing happened. And decoding these texts is like trying to read a foreign language. That sweet, desperate declaration of love coming from the intimate narcissist. It's about securing supply, making you feel irreplaceable so you don't walk away. The classic, hey stranger, is just a test to see if you'll bite. And the silence, that's about enjoying your anxiety. The backhanded complaints or guilt trips that the narcissistic parent loves to do, they're about, you owe me, stay in line. It's all very subtle, but it's painfully effective. Why texting is such a favorite weapon for narcissists is easy to understand if you think about it. It gives them total control over the timing. It allows them to hide behind a screen and to lie, manipulate, and it makes it easy to cast this wide net, keeping their supply options open. The unpredictability keeps you hooked, checking your phone like a lab rat for that next dopamine hit. And because it's text, they can write what they want. As I said earlier, and they can make it ambiguous as they want. So you're always thinking about them. They're inside your head constantly. So how do you stop being their texting puppet? Well, boundaries. Boundaries are your first defense. You don't owe anyone an immediate reply, and someone who respects you will not make you feel bad for not responding the second they text you. If a text feels manipulative, step back, take your time, or just don't respond at all. Don't over-explain. Your explanations are fuel for their fire. Recognizing the pattern, the irresistible lure, the cruel silence, the manipulative return is powerful. It turns that once mysterious cycle into something you can predict and emotionally prepare for. The grey rock method, it works wonders here. Just be boring like a rock, unemotional, neutral responses, and starve them of your reactions. And if it all gets too much, there is absolutely no shame in going full no contact with someone who does not respect you. Sometimes the only way to reclaim your peace is to block them everywhere. And I know that sometimes full no contact isn't an option. Co-parenting or family situations can make that just impossible. In those cases, guys, keep the communication factual, short, and emotionally neutral. Responses like noted, or please clarify, or I'm not available right now, or we can discuss later. Take the power away from their games. Keep screenshots if needed to protect yourself from their future inevitable gaslighting. Now, recovering from this texting trap takes time. Withdrawal is totally normal. Your brain has been trained to expect those intermittent hits of attention and affection. A digital detox, a strong support system, therapy, and self-compassion are key. Remind yourself that missing their texts doesn't mean weakness. It means you are being manipulated, and now you are reclaiming your autonomy. By the end of it, you'll realize the power was not in the texts themselves. It was in your reactions. Each little ping, each little notification, each silence, each emotionally loaded message. It loses its grip once you recognize the game. Your phone can stop being this source of panic and start being a tool for your freedom. And when that moment hits, you can smile at the chaos and know one thing for sure. Unread messages do not diminish your worth. As someone very wise might say, the best revenge is living well without waiting for their permission. And that brings us to the end of another Fake Love and Flying Monkeys episode. Now, if you have been through this cycle, guys, where your phone was blowing up with those loving messages, all those poetic good mornings followed by the silence, the manipulation, then you will need lots of support. If you would like to have a one-on-one Zoom counseling session with me as a professional counselor, I would love to be able to support you no matter where you are in the world. Please just see my website link in the description. And if you would like to support the channel, guys, the best thing you can do is to leave a rating and a review, and of course to share. Sharing is caring. On that note, guys, it's bye from me for now. Until tomorrow's episode, remember, you are worthy of love, and you are worthy of so much more than a lifetime of fake love and flying monkeys.